there have been experiments that have shown that infants as young as 3 months, okay, 3 months old, when shown something that is not natural, okay, that does not exhibit a natural state, okay, or frightening, something that's scary, something that doesn't make sense, like a car going through a wall as opposed to behind the wall. A child will stare a little bit longer at that image because innately the baby knows that there's something wrong. This is something that's built in to our being. This is not taught, this is not learned, this is an evolutionary imperative that we have grown to utilize with respect to observing our reality. Okay, so when you're scared of something, you'll stare at it. And that's not just exclusive to humans, that's deer in a headlight, the old deer in the headlights, right? The deer stops, it stares at the headlights, and then gets hit by a truck. It doesn't move, freezes, and just its full attention is on the very thing that's coming right at it. Okay? That is what is happening with respect to news information in the corporate media. Okay, so you scare a baby, clap your hands. The 3-month-old will stare at it and observe the child. The baby will look to assess the danger. Right? That's an innate property of humanity, of all life, not just humanity. All living things have that reaction, that sort of reaction.
They're trying to assess the situation and make sense of it.
Right, and all sentient life. Is it a coincidence that everything that comes out of the news media is based on fear? Because it is. Everything that comes out of from the TV into our brains is fear-based. It's scary, it's stressful, it's designed to drive you absolutely nuts. And when you start subjecting yourself to this sort of fear, it is a primer for you to keep checking back. You keep going back to the website. I mean, Trump supporters, I'm sure, were frantically clicking refresh once it came out that he was on tape advocating assault. They were scared out of their minds. This is the end of their candidate. So I'm sure they kept going back, clicking. You know, as I'm sure Clinton supporters went with the email scandal, they're constantly going to WikiLeaks. I'm sure WikiLeaks is doing great business-wise with respect to all of this free publicity that they're getting. And again, it's a fear-based tactic. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that that is psychologically programmed. That there are psychologists that are hired by these companies to figure out ways of getting us to look into that camera and stay there. Because the longer you watch, the more revenue is generated. The more you click, the more revenue is generated. Okay? We're taking the first steps into this larger reality. That is the way it is done. And then, once they hook you, we'll be back after this brief message. There it is. That commercial, that first commercial that you are watching, has got you hooked. Your heart rate is up. You're thinking with the fight or flight response. You are much more attentive and receptive to whatever is now being beamed into your brain. Okay? It's about the products. It's about them selling you a whole bunch of shit that you don't need.